Good afternoon, lecturer. Today my group is going to present the chapter 3, research methodology. And here are the table, the contents that we are going to present. 3.0 and 3.1, 3.2 will be presented by me, and 3.3 will be presented by Bong Suchit, and the last two will be presented by Bong Nai. So now let's go to the chapter overview. So for this chapter, we outline the research design that focuses on a quantitative study, which is using cross-sectional surveys to access blended learning at the IFL. And moreover, participant and samplings, research instruments, data analysis, and ethical considerations are also discussed in our research here. So here are the overview of this chapter. And now let's go to 3.1, which is about research design. For research design here, we have some important points that we want to focus. The first one is about approach. That means we use quantitative study approach in order to gather measurable data on EFR students' perspectives. So that means we want to focus on and the students' perspective on the effectiveness of blended learning at IFR Department of English. And the next one is data collection. So with data collection here in this design, we use Google Forms questionnaires, and in order to figure out or to find the student advantages that they can get from blended learning and also academic performance during applying blended learning in education. And another one is teaching effectiveness in blended learning. So how effective it is in blended learning by applying face-to-face and traditional classes. And the next one, it's also we also applied or employed cross-sectional study as well. So the purpose of using this because we want to determine attitude and knowledge at a specific time. That means we want to select the participants in a group of people that is they have the prevalent experience that's happening nowadays, and especially those who are attending the traditional and online class. One more thing is we want to measure or like the measurement. So this one we want to measure the prevalence of student attitude and the effectiveness of blended learning versus face-to-face learning. So this one we want to know how are they different, and especially we want to focus on the student performance when applying blended learning and face-to-face learning. Next one, it's about participants and sampling. So with the sampling techniques in our research, we use certified random samplings in order to reduce the human bias and ensure representation. And for the sample size, we are going to choose 200 undergraduate students who are attending their bachelor's degree at the Department of English at Harvard. So which means we choose students from G1, G2, G3, and G4. For the class distributions, we're gonna choose like we're gonna divide students into six classes. So that means five with 33 students. So that means five classes with 33 students for each and one with 35 students. So in total, we have 200 students who are our participants to answer our survey questionnaire. And the next one is about the rationale here. So we want to represent the difference, the academic disciplines and generalizability of the findings. So that's all for my part, and next part will be presented by Mojian. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now it's my turn for research instrument and data collections. So for data collection in our research, we are designing the questionnaire on the Google Forms and then send the link to the student. It means that the student who study only the English at IFR, especially only the Department of English. So this is the research instrument. You can see research instrument that we can see the first one is research questions, number of items, here a resource, a scale and crop by alpha. And our research instruments, we divided into two parts. So you can see the first part and the second part. For the first part is demographic information. So we adopted from Gaelic only three items for demographic informations. We adopt only three because when we collect the data, we collect only the student who study bachelor degree at IFL and especially only the Department of English. So I think that it is enough that I adopted only three items. And move to the next part is the second part for research instrument. So the second part is represent about the three research questions. The first research question, second research question, and the third research question. And for the first research question, we have 10 items to measure the first research question. And the item that we adopted from the sources that you can see here. And the scale is 5 point like the scale here 5 point like the scale. And for the research question 2 we adopted 13 items from the sources and 13 items to measure research question 2, and I will detail about each item after I finish this. Okay, so this is the research question 3. Research question 3, we have 8 items. Yes, the number of items, we have 8 items to measure this research question 3. This research question 3. And this is the source that we are adopted from. And then the second and the third is also your 5 point letter scale for scale. Okay, so this is the 5 point letter scale. And for crop by alpha, we are not sure yet, but in my mind, when I adopt the item from the sources, they already compute crop by alpha and also a pilot. So I think that this research instrument is can be reliable or can be a validity. So this is I think. So right now move to the next that I will tell you about the items that I use each part. So let me out a bit. Okay, so this is the research instrument and this is a detail for each detail for each items. So for research instrument we are divided into two parts, and here is the first part at once demographic information. So for demographic information, we adopted only three items. So this is the first item, second and the third items. And the first item is indicate the gender. So this is the responses for respondent or participant to select that design on Google Form. So the second indicate the student status, the student year 1, year 2, or year 3. Yes, this is the item number 2. And this is item number 3 indicate age. So this is to collect the age from the participant that responds our questionnaires. And this is the second part of research instrument. The second part is to measure the three research questions in our research that we want to know, that we want to measure. Also, the survey questions we utilize, as you know, a 5 point letter scale, right? So 5 point letter scale. And for SD, yes, strongly disagree, D disagree, and neutral, A agree, and SA is strongly agree. And here is the detail about the research question 1 and 10 items. 10 items that we adopted from review literatures. So this is the items, 10 items, as you can see 10 items here. Yes, 10 items to measure the research question 1. Major research question 1. And the student can select 5 letter scale here. When we design on Google Form, student can select 1 out of 5, right? 1 out of 5. And move to the next is the research question 2, right? Research question 2. We have item 13 items. You can see 13 items to measure the research question 2. So this is you can read or you can see in our document and our research paper, especially in at the appendix. So this is a certain items that we adopt or review literatures that I see these certain items, and the certain items measure the research question too, and also answer the objective of the research. And this is the last research questions. It means that the third research question. The third research question is here, right? This is here, right? So here, the research question three. For research question three, we adopted eight items. Yeah, we adopted eight items for major the research question three, and also use a 5-point letter scale as well for student to select to choose 1 out of 5 to measure the research question three. So this is the item that I give everyone for details that we divided into two parts for research instruments. Okay, right now, thank you so much for my part, and let me to the next part that are presented by my teammate.
So let's move to my part. I am talking about plan for data analysis. And we will do our data analysis based on our research questions. And as you can see, we have three research questions. Um, question, num- Question number one, we talk about the possibilities of advantages that students receive from blended learning. Second one, we also talk about the benefit or advantages, but we we will talk about the relationship between um, advantages students receive and their academic performance. And the last one, we talk about the learning outcome comparison between face-to-face learning mode and blended learning mode. So when we analyze our data, we going to choose uh, descriptive statistics because our research is um, quantitative research. That's why we will be based on the numbers. It can be in when we got the uh, information from the respondent, we will import it to the SPSS and we will check mean, standard deviations, frequency, or percentage. This is based on our first research question. And second research questions, we will compute correlational coefficients. So we might be doing correlation between benefit that students receive with their academic performance. For example, if students receive flexible schedule or extra practice in online, so we might check the correlations between what blended learning offer and compare with the learning performance. Okay. And the last research questions, we also analyze the specific number, can be specific number from our survey, like um, the scores, like the exam result. So we will do comparisons by using um, statistics as well. So we might check the means. For example, what is the highest average from students in face-to-face compared to the average of scores that students receive from blended learning as well. Okay. Our next part we talk about ethical consideration. So when we talk about ethical consideration, we have to maintain the ethical conduct of the research. So in our research, in order to ensure that our research is aligned with ethical considerations or ethical conduct, we must notify the purpose of the research to our respondents. We must make sure that our purpose our purpose has been expressed before the respondent do our survey. Okay, and the next one, we keep the privacy of the respondent. For example, we do not collect the personal information such as phone number, email address, names, contact number, and also uh, the other informations that must contribute to the identification of the respondent. And also, we must make sure that those who participate in our survey is voluntary. All right. We might not just tell someone to do our survey without advanced information. So those who participate in our survey must be happily participating with us. And the last one, we must keep the information of the respondent confidential. For example, we will analyze the data from the respondents as a whole, not check one by one. And also, the information that has been collected from the respondent must be not shared to any third party. We promise that the information can be only accessed by our researchers or maybe our supervisors. So we are doing all of this in order to keep the respondents anonymous, and they are not worried about whether their response affect our surveys, or maybe if they show the real information, the researchers or other people want to know who they are or where they are from, we must keep them anonymous. So this is all from my part. Thank you so much.